Hi, I'm Dr. J. If you're somebody who's constantly suffering from muscle pain, if you have a lot of muscle tension and muscle soreness, then make sure you watch this whole video because today I'm going to show you the benefits of percussive massage therapy as well as how to use one of these machines in different parts of the body. So let's start off with the benefits. Well, this is going to increase circulation in certain muscle groups. With increased circulation, you're going to have less lactic acid in that area. You're going to have more range of motion and less tension and stiffness. Along with that, it's going to block pain signals from going to the brain. So not only are you going to move better, but you're also going to feel better. So now let me talk about some of the features that you want to look for in a massage gun. Now this is a massage gun by a company called Addsfit, and it has a lot of the features that are great for a personal massager, or if you work at a clinic, you can use it there as well. Now, number one is you want to make sure that the machine gun is actually very lightweight, for the reason that you don't want to be holding something for a long period of time that's heavy, because it's going to put a lot of strain on your forearms and your wrists. So number one thing, make sure it's lightweight. This one here is 2 pounds, which is very, very light. Number two, you want to make sure it has a long battery life. Now this one, this whole handle is the battery, and this one here lasts 4.5 hours. So it has a lot of longevity so that I don't have to constantly be charging and stopping in between treatments. Number three, you want to make sure that it has different attachment heads. You want to make sure that you have different attachment heads so that you can treat different parts of the body. You wouldn't use the same attachment head on a large muscle as you would on an area such as the Achilles tendon, which is very sensitive. Another feature you want to look for is you want to look for ease of use. This is very simple to use. You have one button on the back that turns it on and off, and then you have a plus and minus sign to tell you whether you're increasing or decreasing intensity. And along with that, you want to make sure that it comes with different intensities due to the fact that some muscles may require a more aggressive approach than others in order to treat them. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a close-up of all the different attachment heads that come with this machine, and so you can see how simple it is to use so that you can actually put it to use and benefit from it. So now I'm going to show you a close-up of all the different attachment heads I'm going to be using with this machine, and we have 5 here. These 2 on the left are going to be for bigger body parts. They're broader, they're more circular. Generally speaking, the bigger they are, the broader they are, the less impact you're going to feel in an area that's sore. The smaller and more focused they are, as you can see, this one's a wedge, this one's a thumb, and this one's a fork. The more focused and smaller they are, the more impact you're going to feel in an area, because the force being generated on that muscle is more focused versus this one where it's more broad. You're going to feel a less impact with this one than these over here, these 3. So we'll start with this one over here. This one is called a dampener, and here's a close-up of that one. It looks almost like a mushroom head, and this one can be used basically anywhere in the body. Any big muscles, any areas that are very tender, then you want to use something like this because the impact is going to be less severe. Now this one over here, this one has a flat head and also has small little bumps on the top. This is called the triggered flat, and this is good for large muscles that feel stiff. Now we're going to move on to the more focused ones. These are smaller, more focused. This one's a wedge. So you can see right there, that's a wedge. And this one's good for areas around the shoulder blade because you can work around the edges of the shoulder blade with this one. This one over here, this one's called a thumb, and it basically mimics a thumb for areas such as trigger points or muscle knots. So it's very, very focused on a small area. And this one over here, this one's called the fork, and this one is good for areas around the spine, for example, where you don't want to hit bone, or areas around the Achilles tendon, so that you can work around the tendon and not the tendon itself. So these are the 5 we're going to be using for different body parts. I'm going to show you in more detail how we're going to use these in all of those areas that we talked about. Now here's a close-up of the machine I'm using, the massager. This is by a company called Addsfit, and it's a very simple machine. This is the handle here, and this is also the battery. And right below the handle there is where you turn on the machine right here. And this hole right here is where you charge the machine. So you don't even have to take the battery out to charge it. Now, the only reason why you would take the battery off is to basically put it inside the carrying case. And you do that over here. You press this button, it releases the battery, and now you can put it in the carrying case without taking a lot of space. Otherwise, you would just keep it in there inside and charge it, and it's ready to use. Now over here in the back is where you have the on and off button. The on and off button is the middle there, and then you have a plus button and a minus button, which is going to increase the intensity and the speed. So if I turn the machine on, what I'm going to do is I'm going to press the middle button. That turns on the light on the top. As you see there, the light on the top is the speed. If I press the plus button, then it goes to the second speed. If I keep going, it'll go all the way. This has 9 speeds. Okay, the lights on the bottom here indicate the battery life, and then you press the button in the middle to turn it back off. Now the way you use these heads is you simply attach them over here to the front of the machine by pushing forward, and it clips on, and then it's ready to use. I'm going to turn it on again, and you'll see that the machine is vibrating, percussing, and then if I press the plus button, then it'll move faster. So very simple machine to use, and now we're going to show you how to use this in different body parts. So now I'm going to show you how to use the different attachment heads in different body parts. The first one I'm going to show you is the fork. The fork has 2 prongs here on the sides, and then it has a space in the middle. So that is perfect for areas such as the spine and the Achilles tendon. So I'm going to show you right now how that works. I'm going to turn the machine on. You press one button in the back, and the spine is right here in the middle. So you place the two prongs right beside the spine, and then work your way up and down the spine. Now, you only have to do this for about 2 minutes in each area due to the fact that the percussion is very fast, so you don't need to stay there for a long period of time. Now you can work your way up the thoracic spine here and do the same thing, and even all the way up to the cervical spine, to the neck area. Now the fork is also perfect for areas such as the Achilles tendon. The Achilles tendon is right here in the ankle area. That's the tendon that sticks out right there. And again, you put the prongs next to the tendon, not on the tendon itself, and that way you're just working your way around the tendon. All right, we're going to switch this. I'm going to pull this off, and we're going to switch to another attachment. This time we're going to try the dampener. The dampener is the one that's shaped like a mushroom, and this is good for large muscle groups and areas that are very sore. Remember, the bigger the surface area of the attachment, the less impact it's going to have on a sore area. So I'm going to turn this on, and this is for very large muscle groups, so you can do it in areas such as the hamstrings. You can work your way up and down the belly of the muscle. You can do this as well on the other side of the hamstrings over here in the quad area. And this one's very good for a lot of muscles around the group, but mostly for the large muscle groups because you're covering a lot of surface area with this attachment. You can also use this in the glutes, right around here. And you can also work this around the whole spine. All right, so that is the dampener. I'm going to go ahead and switch it off, pop it off. Next one we're going to put in, this one is the wedge. Okay, the wedge is very focused. Pop it on here. That's what it looks like. That's the wedge right there. Okay, and this one, because it has an edge here, this one's good for areas such as the shoulder blades. The shoulder blades sit right here. They're the bones that stick out in the back of the shoulder. So what you can do is work your way around those little bones. You feel the bones and work your way using that edge by the wedge. Bottom of the shoulder blade as well. So this is just an example where you can use the wedge. Okay, work your way around bones. Very simple to use. Next one up, we're going to use, this was called the triggered flat. This is the flat one, circular one that has little bumps on it. I'm going to attach it, and this is good for areas that have a lot of stiffness. Now we're going to try it here in the calves because of the fact that this area is stiff in a lot of people, and not many people stretch that area, so we're going to hit the calves there. Again, this is usually for larger muscle groups. You can use this around the chest area, the calves. You can use it around the lats. So again, about 2 minutes on each muscle group. And you work around the belly of the muscle. So that is the triggered flat. And then the last one I'm going to show you here, this one is the thumb. The thumb is the one that's shaped like a thumb. You stick it in there. This one's good for trigger point areas, areas that are very, very tight. And this is very focused. So for people, a lot of times they have a lot of trigger points in the low back area. So you can come here in the low back. Okay. Some people may have tight glutes, such as the case of piriformis syndrome. And a lot of people have a lot of stress here and tension in the area of the traps. So you can also put that under very triggered, very focused attachment. So very simple. We just went through the 5 different attachments. You can easily just pull them off and switch them on as you saw me do it. And that's all there's to it. So there you have it, guys. Now you know the benefits of percussive massage therapy and how to use one of these machine guns in different parts of the body. Again, just to recap, you're going to have increased circulation to different muscles. With increased circulation, you're going to have less lactic acid building up in those muscles, and that's going to lead to less pain, less soreness, less tension, and improved range of motion. And as well, these help to block pain signals from going into the brain. I hope you liked the information in this video. If you liked it, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Leave me your comments and questions down below. And if you're interested in one of these machine guns by Addsfit, I'm going to leave a link right below this video. I'm also going to leave a 30% coupon code that you can use so that you can save some money. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.